Good morning. Good morning, fam. The time is like 8:45 a.m. now because I've been away for like close to an hour. Thereabouts, I think. Yeah. So today's video is basically me sharing with you guys something that I find so irritating and annoying at the same time, something that just does not make any sense to me at all. If you've been following the news of late, especially on Twitter, then I'm very sure that you're familiar. Let me keep this here. Then I'm very sure that you're familiar with the trending hashtag China must explain. Now that hashtag is basically of how the Chinese have been recently racially discriminating blacks, Africans who are living over there, and funny enough to some of the Africans who live here in their own country. And we've seen a lot of pictures and these videos gone viral on the net of how most of these Africans who live over there, especially in a city called Guangzhou or Guangzhou. If I did not pronounce that correctly, excuse me, I'm not Chinese. But then from the pictures and the videos that we've seen, we find out that most of these Africans have been tossed out to the streets, evicted from their homes, some of them by their landlords, hotel managers, local officials and all of that, forced into quarantine, randomly tested over and over without them ever getting to see their test results. The other side of the story is that the few persons who have managed to see their test results are still not allowed to leave their homes. Despite the fact that these people have no recent travel history, they have valid visas, they've paid their rent, they haven't had any contact with anybody infected with the COVID-19, they are still not allowed to leave their homes. The other day I was scrolling through the net on my phone and I came across a news, like a case of a Nigerian student who recently moved to a university in Guangdong, just finished paying his school fees for the new semester, when all of a sudden his landlord comes knocking, telling him that he has to pack up and leave his house. Fine, this guy packed up. On attempting to drop his bags at a friend's warehouse, they prevented him from entering, and as a result of that, he spent several nights sleeping on the streets, under the bridges, with no food whatsoever. Why? Because the shops and the restaurants refused to sell to him because he's black. And I find this whole thing so confusing and shocking and sudden all at the same time, because I will understand if this was coming from Europe or the US, considering the fact that those people have this, I don't know, this serene dislike towards black. But then the fact that it's coming from China, from what I know, it's been like over 20 years now since Africa and China has been, I don't know what word to use, should I say inextricably entwined? That's the first word that comes into my head, because I feel like that's the best word to explain the kind of relationship that Africa and China has built so far. These people, they've come here, they've built roads and railways and whatnot, but they're like the biggest trading partner that Africa has. And we as a continent, we are so culturally grounded. We are, despite the colonization and the slavery that we've been through, we still open our arms to a lot of these people that aren't towards it. And with a country like China that we've built such a genuine relationship with, I just cannot seem to understand why they would wake up one morning and then all of a sudden start what is called racial discrimination towards black. Like, how? There's this recent case of a Chinese restaurant locking up here, saying they don't need blacks. This restaurant I'm talking about was not built in China. Like, it was built, it's here in Africa, in freaking Nigeria, freaking Lagos, having the mind, the audacity to lock up, saying they don't need blacks. Like, a restaurant that was built on our own land, on our own soil. You look us in the eyes and tell us that you don't want blacks inside. And it kept me wondering if maybe they can go over to the UK or to the US to try such rubbish. Maybe they will go there and build a restaurant and then tell them that the British and the Americans are not allowed inside. Then I said at the very beginning that this whole thing is so irritating and so annoying at the same time, because I don't understand how we blacks are so open-minded to a lot of these people that aren't towards it, and yet they treat us like shit, yet they dent our names, they racially profile us. Why? The fact that China is what it is today, it is Africa that have made that possible. The fact that China is busy dragging #1 economy with the US of A today, it is because of China. Like, there is no way that they can brag about their economy without mentioning Africa. Like, it's not possible. Let's talk about what is happening now in Wuhan. Everybody knows that Wuhan lifted their lockdown on the 8th of April. Fine. Everybody have gone back to their normal lives over there, gone back to their normal daily activities. But then, do you know that African students who are living over there have remained unable to leave their university grounds, like their campuses? And it kept me wondering, maybe this Wuhan has Wuhan part 1 and Wuhan part 2. Because I don't understand how you lifted a lockdown in a particular place, but then a secluded amount of people are still on a lockdown. How? And the annoying thing from everything is that when these so-called Chinese are asked to come out to explain such inhuman acts, open their mouth to call it propaganda. The US propaganda. Oh, it's the US people. The US people told us to do this and the US does. The US people told us they are trying to cause a rift between Africans. The US what? The US what? So I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. I only blame the government and the people leading us. They are obviously the sad thing about the continent. Trash. Sometimes I wake up every morning and then I'm like, God, why? Like, what crime did we commit to deserve leaders such as this? Leaders that can't even stand up to fight for their people, to speak for their people. Like, what crime did we commit? You have 54 freaking countries in Africa, but then just 3. 1, 2, 3. Just 3 foreign ministers were able to, they are fair leaders now, so they must have summoned these Chinese ambassadors to come out to explain such inhuman acts. And obviously, after the whole initial gaga, what happened? They start defending China for discriminating Africa, opening that their gullible mouth to say that, oh, it's because of one black man that was infected. He refused treatment, beat the Chinese person away, blah, 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 blah. And so what? And so what? Automatically, because of that, Africa becomes the reason for the virus. And I find this whole thing so funny because the case that stirred up this whole racism of the thing happened on the 4th of April. That was like, I think, is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, thereabouts. Everybody knows the corona thing started December 2019, turned into a pandemic January 2020. So I just don't understand, like, how on earth is it possible that a case that was reported this April, on the 4th of April, started the whole thing, originated the whole thing? Like, how? In all honesty, I am so disappointed in African leadership. They just make us nothing but a laughing stock. Anywhere we go, our race is just something to laugh about, nothing more. Our government is effed up, weak leadership, cowardice, and the fact that they still allow these so-called Chinese to bring their so-called vaccines, their so-called test kits to test here in Africa. Why not Italy, where people are losing their lives to this like it's normal business? Why Africa? Africa that was the last place to record any cases after what happened during the Ebola outbreak. Like, I say the test kits and the vaccines are not even enough. They still brought their doctors to come and treat us. They still brought their doctors to come and treat us. Like, I don't know. I don't have any words to say anymore. I'm fed up. Like, this whole thing is like, it's here. Like, that's fed up by this whole trash, this whole entire thing. We are talking about a pandemic, and then now there's racism involved. This video is a rant. As you can see from the title, it's a rant. It's just me basically ranting of how weak and how much of a cowardice and how disappointing the African leadership is. Yeah, I would really love to see you guys contribute to this discussion in the comment section. Leave your comments on there. Let me know what you guys think. And then give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and then subscribe if you're not subscribing. I will see you at the next one. Love you guys. Mwah.